EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
May going to throw right away. Escaping the pressure right. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain.
Even though it's the opening drive of the game, he wasn't shy about taking off and running with the football, even knowing the defense is definitely going to take their shots at him. And that's exactly what they did. He better learn to slide, otherwise he won't be around to finish this one.
And this one's incomplete.
Well, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week. An unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, set.
They'll try the left side. Weston, he'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
But you look at this Bronco defense.
They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
I jotted down in my notes in prepping for this game that this is definitely an area we got to keep an eye on because you're talking about where they rank in stopping the run. Well, how about what they're facing? This unit loves to run the football, and they rank highly in the league in getting it done.
Yeah, power against power. Something's got to give. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Down at the 25. The Patriots at 6-0. What a start to the season for them. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hayes. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, it's May. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
This defense for the Patriots, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Williams going to get it again on second down.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams.
To about the 33-yard line. Now you look at this Patriots defense.
They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Off the draw, here's Williams.
And he's going to have a Broncos first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Again, it's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 41, here's a 2nd down and 4. Here's Nix. He gets this complete to Shaheed. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
2nd and 6. And Shaheed going to go in motion to throw. Here's Nix.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards there and a first down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
To throw is Nix.
And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Broncos use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. New England with a first down as they begin the drive.
They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Throwing here is May.
Under pressure, they got him again.
Nick Bonito coming in there to record the sack.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Here is 3rd and quite a ways. To the air, May.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
That's pulled in at the 32.
Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards.
And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Nix to the air. He'll drop this down to Williams.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Throwing Nix.
Able to find Gray here. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Noah Gray.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Broncos go up by 2 touchdowns.
Lutz good on the extra point. And it's now 14-0. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
On first down, Weston. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. That one good for 13 at a New England first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Ready up.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go.
To throw, it's May. And he fires one incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Second and 10.
19 Tigers. Here we go. Set. Set go.
Up the middle they go. Weston. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 38. 42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's May. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. From the gun, it's May. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. May. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Tyquan Thornton, 33 yards. And the Patriots have cut it back within a score. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, But for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now it's Nix.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
That was a good forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw in that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
Williams going to get it again on second down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
From the gun on third down, it's Nix.
Left sideline, a dime, and it looks like he's got it.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
He may go back to the huddle and have a little discussion with his passer. You know, maybe you don't have to leave me quite that much. But on that play, bailed him out in a big way, didn't he?
He did indeed. Hey, at least he gets to put it on the highlight reel. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And a short gain here down to the 22. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7.
From the 22 now, here's the 2nd down and 9.
Looking to throw. Nix. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Running right through him. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Week 7 action, and we've got a 7-point game here in the second quarter. And this offense hoping to change that right here.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Williams.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The kick by Lutz is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
No run back here for Jones, a touchback.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
They'll throw with May. That one caught by Polk.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Now back to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the shotgun, May with it.
Going up top.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll send the tight end in motion left. They start the second half here with Williams. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
And now an audible here into something else. 2nd and 11. Short throw caught by Dulcich.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
19 tight. 19 tight. Here we go. Set. Set the target. Set the target.
Nix from the shotgun. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 45-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Past the 20. Down the right sideline. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. 45 yards. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Lutz with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. From the 25, here's a 2nd and 7. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Here's a 2nd and 7. He finds his man complete. That's Hayes. Look at the big man rumble. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Pats get a bit closer. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And that's going to be incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
A 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Foxborough. Working out of the gun is Nix. That's taken in by Dulcich. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Here's Nix. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Back to throw. Nix able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 40. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Let's go. Cowboy 80.
They run it again with Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 97 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Here we go, set.
They give it to Williams, running right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Javonte Williams with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Lutz good on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
They'll look to throw here on first down. That's complete to Baker.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
That connection seemed to work out okay on the first play of the drive. Why not go right back to it? And once again, this defense is left without an answer as they surrender back-to-back first downs.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Trap 60, trap 60. Shut up. Go.
From the shotgun, it's May. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Baron Browning has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter.
Ready up.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19.
Right there, hurt. Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready.
Throwing here is May. And that will be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Let's go now. 19 Lions. Hut, go. Ready.
They'll try and throw for it with May. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position.
Come on. Set.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Let's go.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so that you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And that unbeaten record very much in jeopardy. It's been a great first few months of the season so far, but they have run into a buzzsaw here, trailing big in the 4th quarter. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 57 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Defensively, you've got the nice lead here in the 4th quarter. You're saying, if they want to get a run of a little over 10 yards, that's okay.
I hear what you're doing there, and I think you're onto something. They've loosened up on defense, so don't get fooled by the nice runs you're getting now. You've got to get bigger plays, possibly think about throwing the football a bit more here.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
They'll keep it on the ground. Weston. And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up.
Okay, ready?
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. To the air, May. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Mustang 19. 18, Pioneer. 19 tight, 19 tight.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down, and that will force a turnover on downs. A give to Williams, running right. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 2nd down and 8. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Go, Reed, go.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory.
72 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Here's 2nd and 3.
They'll keep it on the ground.
Weston. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
That'll be a New England 1st down, a gain of 12.
So after a run like that, I will guarantee that the head coach is saying to himself, maybe even over his headsets to the rest of the staff, where was that all game long? We needed that. That's the type of run we planned for going into the game. Didn't get much of that, but let's move it forward. Let's build on it, get ready for the next week, and let's go play.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Let's go.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.